Hey everybody, Pastor Steven Anderson here from Faithful Word Baptist Church in Tempe, Arizona. A couple years ago we made a video tour of our building, but our church has grown so much in the last couple of years that it's time for an update. So I'm going to take you on a tour and show you some of the new and old parts of the building. First of all, this is the old part of the building that you would have seen in the last tour that we did. Pretty much everything from here over was existing. And then this is all the new space that we've added. So we've literally doubled the size of the square footage of this building over the last couple of years just because we've been experiencing a lot of growth, just a lot of new people coming in. In fact, we've been knocking down so many walls that, you know, the carpet is like 4 different styles of carpet right here. This is kind of where it all comes together. And so as we head back this way, let me point out that we have now 4 mother-baby rooms. That's what these windows are. And these are just rooms so that if a baby or a child are acting up in the service, crying, fussing, they can be taken into those rooms and dealt with and settle them down, give them the snack or give them a toy to play with for a minute, just for very little kids, so that they can transition to learning to be in the service. Because we don't do a nursery. We don't believe in church nurseries because, number one, we don't want to leave our kids with strangers. And number 2, we don't want the children to miss out on the service. Even from the youngest age, we want them to be exposed to real hymns, real preaching. So these rooms have speakers in them where the ladies can still listen to the service, the children can still listen to the service, but not be a disturbance to everyone else around them. So now we're up to 4 mother-baby rooms. This one right here is specifically geared toward toddlers. We call this the forest room. And then the one right across the way over here is geared more toward infants. This is the butterfly room. It has that beautiful butterfly mural. And then we have the 2 new mother-baby rooms over there. This is just a little self-service coffee station. So we have a tea kettle, coffee pots, and people can fix their own organic coffees or organic teas from all the selections here. It's kind of funny, this plaque right here was given to me for my birthday a while back, and it's a plaque certifying us as an official anti-sodomite hate group as stated by the Southern Poverty Law Center. So, because I said in a sermon one time, you know, wow, we've been designated a hate group. Do I get any kind of a plaque or anything to commemorate that? So somebody actually made the plaque, and so here it is right there. There's the proof. So if you go back here, we've got a replica of the first edition King James Bible printed in 1611. This is an exact replica. The exact weight, the style of paper, everything about it is authentic. So this is of great historical value, and people could look at it, examine it, compare it to their King James Bible, and see that the words of the King James Bible have been unchanged for the last 400 years. Very interesting to look at that, and it's just a beautiful decoration as well. Over here, we've got the soul winning map. This is my favorite part of our church building. And this map represents approximately 3 million people. So once we've finished knocking all the doors of everyone that this map represents, we'll have knocked the doors of 3 million people. And you can see we've put a pretty good dent in it, especially because this is one of the biggest population centers right here, downtown Phoenix. And we've covered, 90-some% of it. Tempe is a big population center, a lot of apartment complexes, very densely populated. And we're spreading out, you can see, to all the different reaches. We've got soul winning times now that meet in different parts of the city. So that's why you'll see different pockets starting to radiate out, here in Gilbert, North Phoenix, the west side, all different places. So this is our vision, over the next many years. And I believe we're going to get it done. Just one church, Faithful Word Baptist Church, the goal is that we would knock the doors of all 4 million people in our entire county. So everything on this map, and then we have another map that covers the rest of the county that's up at our north satellite location, FWBC North, up off 35th Avenue and Cactus Road. In addition to the soul winning that we do in our immediate area here surrounding Phoenix, a project that we've been working on over the last 5 months or so is a project to get the gospel to all of the Native American tribes of Arizona. There are actually 21 Indian reservations in the state of Arizona. And Our goal was, first of all, just to make sure we go soul winning at least once in every tribe. So each of these check marks means that we did at least hit that tribe one time. And then our long-term goal is to actually knock every door in every single tribe. We want to get the gospel to every Native American on every reservation in the whole state. We've already completed 4 tribes completely, 4 of the smaller tribes. And then the bigger tribes, we're chipping away at them. We have all kinds of binders and maps, and we keep track of it so that eventually over the next few years, we can get the gospel to all of the Native Americans. Why do that? Because the Native Americans are a little bit more receptive even than the city folks here in Phoenix. So if we drive a few hours, knock doors on a reservation, we usually get a lot of people saved. And it's a really ripe unto harvest mission field to reach the Indians right here in Arizona. Here we've got a couple of bookshelves containing different materials for people to use in their own lives, to give to their friends, or to take out soul winning. When we win people to Christ, after they get saved, we pretty much always leave them with something. Usually we give them a Bible and some kind of a DVD or a preaching CD or a flash drive. These green flash drives are pretty cool. They hold 1 gigabyte, which represents about 28 hours of MP3 Bible preaching. The new vehicles all have a place where you can just plug this in. Very convenient for listening to preaching on the go. In fact, a lot of the new vehicles don't even have a CD player. So this is the way of the future right here, these flash drives. And then we've got the major films that we produce with Framing the World, Paul Wittenberger. We've got New World Order Bible versions, Marching to Zion, and then both editions of After the Tribulation. This is a brand new film that I put together on my own called The Truth About Hinduism. And the cool thing about this one is that we have a lot of Hindus in Tempe, and I know Brother Jimenez's church in Sacramento, when I talk to people from there, a lot of Hindus in Sacramento. Other parts of America, the Indian population is just soaring. Not the American Indians, but the actual East Indians, the Hindus. And they're pretty easy to spot. So when you see them in public, it's really easy to just hand them one of these DVDs or even one of these smaller style Hinduism DVDs that can just be thrown into a purse or whatever. So we just make this stuff available for people to give out Bibles, Spanish New Testaments, of course, invitations to our church to be used on soul winning. And then we've also got these hymn CDs. This is a pretty cool project that our church has been working on lately. We're trying to record literally every song in the hymnal. Now, some of the songs have a little bit questionable doctrine, so we're skipping the ones that are a little questionable. But out of 479 songs in our hymnal, which this is the hymnal we use, soul-stirring songs and hymns published by the Sword of the Lord, out of the 479 songs in this book, we're recording over 400 of them. So it's a great big task, but we've already produced 3 volumes of hymn CDs. These are over an hour each. But the whole job is going to take 17 volumes. So the goal is that by the end of this year, or maybe a little bit into 2018, the goal is to have 17 volumes of hymns, over 400 songs from the hymnal. Because we're not into the contemporary music. We don't like the music coming out of the charismatic movement, the Hillsong, CCM, Christian rock, Christian rap, the Christian boy bands. We're not into it. So we're trying to resurrect some of these classic old hymns. And there are a lot of great songs in the hymnal that I've never even heard of. So we're learning all of them and going to a recording studio. Almost every week we go into the recording studio and we record hymns with a group of singers. And like I said, yeah, we're on disc 4 and we got another 13 discs to go. So that's a pretty cool project. I'm excited about that, and we make the hymn CDs available for our church members here. And all of this stuff is free. We don't believe in selling anything at our church. God's house is not a house of merchandise. So all of this stuff is free. There's no place to stick a donation or anything here. We just want to make sure everybody understands that these materials are free, and we just want people to have them. We just want to get this stuff out there. Now, for people that come and visit our church, maybe they'll fly here from a distant state, then they can load up on all this gear and bring it home with them. So some people literally, they'll take a trip here, and I asked them, like, so what brings you here? And they said, I just came here just to load up with materials off that back shelf. But hey, I think that's great. That's cool. So we get a lot of visitors coming from all over the place. They load up on materials and leave. If you do live somewhere else far away and you can't get down here, you know, I think all this stuff is for sale on Paul Wittenberger's website, framingtheworld.com. So that's one way to get a hold of these soul winning materials, but they are available free here for the locals. Now, as you step over here, we've got this really nice chalkboard that by the same artist that painted the mural that I preach in front of. She made us this nice ice cream social record-breaking attendance chart. So every time we break an attendance record, we serve ice cream after the service. So we keep the freezers stocked with ice cream all the time because we never know when we're going to break the record. And anytime we break an attendance record, we ring this bell right here, and that's the signal that we've broken the record, and we serve ice cream to, you know, the 300 people or 200 some people that are here. These are our attendance records, 3:01 on Sunday morning, 2:57 on Sunday night, and 2:30 on Wednesday night. And you can see that our evening attendances are not really that far behind our morning attendance. And in fact, we are very consistent with this. Like on Sunday mornings, we pretty much are in the 280s, 290s virtually every Sunday morning. And then the same with these attendances. We're just right below these all the time. So we don't have a lot of spikes and really big high days and really low days. We stay pretty consistent right around these numbers. We haven't broken a record in a few months, but like I said, we come in just under these in almost every single service. And then right here, this is my office. There's a beautiful plaque here that one of our church members gave to me. And then inside the office here is where I also run the YouTube channel, the sound system, the live stream. All those wires and everything converge on my desk there. That's where all that comes from. And I don't want to show you too much in there because my office is pretty messy because I'm a busy guy, all right? And then, of course, the butterfly room, we already talked about that. As we go back to the front of the auditorium again, obviously we have the pulpit where I preach, where the song leader leads the singing from, and then we have various musical instruments up here. And we've really expanded this over the last couple of years. We've always had the piano. We also now have an organ. We have a brass section that we just added, which involves a guy playing a tuba. We've got some people that play trumpets and a trombone. And then we've got an acoustic guitar, bass guitar, piano, and organ. And then another project that we've been working on is putting the Psalms to music, trying to sing the Psalms in our church service. So this is the Psalm of the week this week, Psalm 11. And we break it down into stanzas like this to make it a little bit easier for people to sing along with. My brother, Clint, has put a couple of these Psalms to music. I've put many of them to music. A few other people are working on getting some Psalms put to music so that we can sing a different Psalm every week. This is something that's kind of been forgotten in Baptist churches, so we're trying to bring it back and produce Psalms that are very singable. They sound like hymns. They're easy for people to learn. And so I'm pretty excited about, getting a lot of these put to music in the coming years as well. So if we step over here, we've got a little table. Right now it's filled with bread because tonight is our Wednesday night church service. And every Wednesday night we have bread available just for free for people to take home with them. So this helps out people that are struggling or even people that aren't struggling and just, get some good bread, take it home, make some garlic bread, whatever. And then anytime anybody in our church has a surplus of, lemons or whatever came out of their garden. Well, I say lemons because we have a lot of citrus trees here in Arizona. So people bring oranges, grapefruits, lemons, peppers, whatever they grow. They just whatever's free food, we just put tables out here and stack it up here so that people can find it. Right around the corner here is our kitchen. We've traditionally always called this the break room because we consider our church a place of work where we're doing work for the Lord. So we call this the break room, and we've got a lot of water and Gatorade for the soul winning times. It gets really hot here in the summer. We want to make sure everybody stays hydrated. Got a couple of fridges, a couple of freezers packed with ice cream. And this is where preparations would be made for weddings, showers, just other events where food would be served and stuff like that. Here's our gender neutral bathroom right here. Just kidding. All right, we just haven't designated that yet. And then this painting is a really beautiful painting done by a lady in our church. commemorating our mission trip to Botswana last fall. Then as we step around this way, this is part of the new addition again. We've got this big office/storage area where we got a couple guys working here. Of course, Brother Garrett Kirschway, our evangelist. And then a new addition to the team here, Brother Chris Segura. He's working on soul winning maps for tonight's soul winning and some other soul winning that's going to take place later in the week. Also, we got our green screen here. This is for Brian Denlinger. This is the whole Botswana trip was all filmed in front of this screen, according to him. It's funny because my sister, once she saw some videos that I actually made with a green screen, she said, yeah, that proves you didn't do the Botswana trip in front of a green screen because it wasn't that pro, okay? But anyway, we saved money by just spending $10 on green paint from Home Depot, and it works like a champ. But you can see also in that room just a lot of boxes and boxes of DVDs and CDs, and this is kind of just where we stockpile a lot of that material. Then around the corner this way is Brother Baker's office. He's our deacon, and he's going to be leaving actually in just a few months to go start a church in Jacksonville, Florida. When's the first service?
August 6th.
August the 6th. He's going to be starting a church in Jacksonville, Florida. So we store a lot more CDs, DVDs, Bibles, everything like that in here. And he's got his computer to work at in here. So this is just another office/storage area. So you say, Pastor Anderson, when are you going to get a real church building? You know, a freestanding church building? You're meeting in a strip mall. Well, the answer is never. We're planning on meeting in rented space like this until Jesus comes. And the reason why is that church isn't about the building. It's about the people. It's about the hundreds of people who assemble here every single week, who are sent out from here to go soul winning in Phoenix, in Arizona, and all over the world. It's about the families who are raising their children here, lives that are being changed, all the souls that are being saved. That's what matters. The church is not a building or a facility. It's the people. It's a congregation. It's an assembly. So what really matters is the work that we do here. And as you can see from this tour, this building gets the job done. That's all we need. We don't need a cathedral or a palace. We just need a building where we can meet and assemble and do the work of the Lord. So I'd encourage you to take a trip out to Faithful Word Baptist Church, or if you're local to Phoenix, by all means, stop in sometime on a Sunday morning, Sunday night, or Wednesday night and meet the people of Faithful Word Baptist Church. Even if you're listening to the preaching online, that's only one person, Pastor Anderson, preaching behind that pulpit. There are so many great people that make up Faithful Word Baptist Church. Be a part of the work that we're doing here. God bless you and have a great day. This one right here is specifically geared toward toddlers. We call this the forest room. And then the one right across the way over here is geared more toward infants. This is the butterfly room. It has that beautiful butterfly mural. And then we have the two new mother-baby rooms over there. This is just a little self-service coffee station. So we have a tea kettle, coffee pots, and people can fix their own organic coffees or organic teas from all the selections here. It's kind of funny, this plaque right here was given to me for my birthday a while back. And just because we've been experiencing a lot of growth, just a lot of new people coming in. In fact, we've been knocking down so many walls that, you know, the carpet is like 4 different styles of carpet right here. This is kind of where it all comes together. And so as we head back this way, let me point out that we have now 4 mother-baby rooms. That's what these windows are. And these are just rooms so that if a baby or a child are acting up in the service, crying, fussing, they can be taken into those rooms and dealt with and settle them down, give them the snack or give them a toy. Hey everybody, Pastor Steven Anderson here from Faithful Word Baptist Church in Tempe, Arizona. A couple years ago we made a video tour of our building, but our church has grown so much in the last couple of years that it's time for an update. So I'm going to take you on a tour and show you some of the new and old parts of the building. First of all, this is the old part of the building that you would have seen in the last tour that we did. Pretty much everything from here over was existing. And then this is all the new space that we've added. So we've literally doubled the size of the square footage of this building over the last couple of years. Boy to play with for a minute, just for very little kids, so that they can transition to learning to be in the service. Because we don't do a nursery. We don't believe in church nurseries because, number one, we don't want to leave our kids with strangers. And number two, we don't want the children to miss out on the service. Even from the youngest age, we want them to be exposed to real hymns, real preaching. So these rooms have speakers in them where the ladies can still listen to the service, the children can still listen to the service, but not be a disturbance to everyone else around them. So now we're up to 4 mother-baby rooms. And it's a plaque certifying us as an official anti-sodomite hate group as stated by the Southern Poverty Law Center. So, because I said in a sermon one time, wow, we've been designated a hate group. Do I get any kind of a plaque or anything to commemorate that? So somebody actually made the plaque. And so here it is right there. There's the proof. So if you go back here, we've got a replica of the first edition King James Bible printed in 1611. This is an exact replica. The exact weight, the style of paper, everything about it is authentic. So this is a